friends, this is the time for all ages. What happens during this time of the service? A story, yes. Usually a story. Sometimes we do like a wonder box and we kind of like talk about stuff, but usually a story. So why do we do a time for all ages? I'm not asking you, I'm going to tell you. So one of the things I want to talk about is what the word worship means. Because worship can be one of those words that for some you use feels a little strange. Because a lot of people worship God, and some you use don't believe in God. So why do we use this word worship? Well, worship, we can think about it as worthy-ship. So the word worship, it comes from the word worthy, worthy-ship. So this is a time that we set aside for the things that we think are worthy of our time and attention. So as you use, collectively, we've decided that being together in community on a Sunday morning and doing things like singing songs, making music, having some quiet time, sharing our joys and sorrows, giving to others with our money, and listening to stories or sermons is something that's worthy of our time and attention. This is a special time that we set aside in our busy weeks to come together and listen and be together and give together. It is worthy. That's why we come together for worship. And because we are all different and we all have different brains, we all connect with something different in worship. So there's a lot of different elements, because we might connect most with the music, or we might connect most with those moments of silence, or we might connect most with the sermon or with the story. And that could change week to week. Maybe there's a week where the song is like so interesting and you have it playing in your head all week. Have you ever had that, where you've heard a song in church and it just kind of plays in your head all week? Or maybe there's something in the sermon that just really touches your heart that day, and that's the thing that you connect with. And sometimes it's a story, because stories are for all ages. Everyone can connect with a story. So we have all these elements in our worship because you will find something, hopefully, to connect with when you come to this special time that we set aside to be together. So I do have a very short story for you this morning. It's very short, so you're going to have to listen carefully. It's going to go by quick. So one day, two friends were walking through the city. We'll call them Anna and Beth. Anna and Beth were walking through the city. Have you ever walked through a city? I think most of us have walked through a city, and you know that in a city there's lots of cars, there's lots of people, there's really tall buildings, and there's a lot of noise. Right? It's really noisy in a city because there's all those people and there's cars and there's buses and trucks driving past, and they make a lot of noise, and maybe there's construction going on and that's really noisy, and those tall buildings and the concrete and the asphalt, it just makes the noise reverberate. Cities are noisy places. So they're walking along and Anna says to Beth, "I hear a cricket." And Beth says, "How could you possibly hear a cricket in this noisy, noisy city?" And Anna says, no, listen, I hear a cricket. Beth cannot hear a cricket. Beth hears cars and trucks and people. She does not hear a cricket. And Anna says, "No, I'm certain. Look. And she walks over down the street a little bit, and there's a tree growing in a little patch of grass. And she moves the leaves aside, and there is a cricket. And when Beth is standing very close to the tree and looking at the cricket, she can hear the cricket too. But she certainly didn't hear the cricket back down the street where Anna heard it. Beth said, "How can you possibly hear a cricket? You must have like superhuman hearing." And Anna said, "Well, it's not really that. Let me show you." And Anna reached into her pocket and she pulled out a handful of coins, like just some loose change she had in her pocket. And she dropped it on the sidewalk. And it made that jingly, jangly, clattery sound that coins make when they hit a sidewalk. And all of a sudden, all of the people who were walking past stopped and turned and looked at the coins that had fallen on the ground. And Anna said to Beth, see, it just matters what you're listening for. Thank you for listening to my story this morning.